We're going to create a little slope in this, so you tell us how you will take that kind of theory into a practical situation.
So they've been nice enough to do some great work in giving me actual numbers, not just the visual representation of it, but actually how much it breaks. So I'll have the actual numerical value of how much aim there is outside of the hole, and I feel this thing moving.
Yeah.
Sweet.
There you go.
You know how much it is outside the hole, so it's obviously sloping this way, left to right, so it's going to break right. But what I would normally do is I would always go down to find the straight putt first, which is probably going to be over here, obviously. And then the simple basics of it are if you're on the left side of the straight putt, it's breaking to the right. If you're on the right side of the straight putt, it's breaking to the left. I mean, aim point knows that. Everybody, for the most part, knows that. I mean, in case you don't know at home, that's kind of nice to know as well. But what I do is then let's say my ball's over here, and I don't know how much slope this is. Does anybody know how much slope this is? It'd be nice to know. Anybody got a percentage?
I can find out.
Percentage grade? Degrees. No, degrees? Is it like? Oh, okay, I don't do like. So I got to have exact numbers, but I don't do that. So essentially what I would normally do is step it off, so it's about 7 feet. Let me just move that to 7 feet. So you got 7 feet, and this thing is breaking like crazy if it's 5 degrees. And the stemp, what's the stemp? Do you have the stemp? Come on, guys. I mean, you're bringing a scientist into a lab here, and you don't even have all the basics. Okay, well, great. So anyway, if it was 11 and it was 7 feet away from the hole on a 4% slope, okay, that's approximately going to be, without my numbers, and I have it in my book, probably should go get it here, but 7 feet, 4% stemp 11, it's going to be about 16 inches for foot by speed, okay? And that's just stuff we've done over time where I know exactly what the break is per the stemp and per the slope. So, I mean, this is kind of cheating, but normally I'd go here, which is about 13 inches, and then, so right about here. And I have a little T. So that's, hold up, 13, 15, 16, 17, so right about here. So I'm going to try and aim somewhere around here.
Oh, we moved it back.
Move the ball.
I know we moved it back.
1, 2, 7, there we go, that's fine. So approximately there. Now as I see this putt, I'm looking at it going, you know what? It looks like it's a little bit more. So I'll still interpolate it and go, okay, I think it needs to be a little bit more. So I'll maybe move it an inch or two more. And just trying to get a good understanding, a visual interpretation of where this ball is going to go, how it's going to track, and how it's going to go through the hole and where it would end up. And just giving myself a good understanding of what that visually represents makes me more confident. So I got this, I'll line it up with the line. Always have a nice straight line on there. I'll use the side of the shaft, line it right up there. And then given that it's a stemp 11, 7 feet, 4% slope, this should break right in. Just like that. So there you go. Gave it a good guess. But it worked out.
Oh, thank goodness. I feel as if I'm back in school and I've, annoyed the teacher. I'm really sorry, but...
The keys to putting for me are a nice solid base, and then, once you've got a good setup, feel like the shoulders just rock. A lot of good putting, and when you watch a good putter, they have great rhythm, and it looks like they're using a lot of feel. So a couple of drills to help with your feel are going to be, 1, to put with your eyes closed, and 2, to put looking at the hole. I'll try and demonstrate those now. So I've got a nice solid base there. Everything's lined up square to the hole, and I'm going to close my eyes once I've lined up, and then make a nice stroke. It'll improve your feel, and once you've got a mental picture of where the hole is, then you can just feel the distance. The second drill is looking at the hole. You'll have seen Jordan Spieth do this. He sometimes does it when he's playing in tournaments, actually on the golf course. It'll improve your feel a lot, and it'll get your distance control a lot better. So a nice solid base, once again. Get lined up to wherever you think the line is. Nice light grip pressure, and then look at the hole and make a stroke from there. This should really improve your putting. Your distance control will come on, and you'll hopefully make more putts and more birdies.
Whenever I get on the putting green in practice, the very first thing I do is this staggered drill, and I'll putt to a hole 30, 40 feet away, and I'll make sure every putt is different, not the same length. So I'm just really just trying to get a real good feel for the speed of the putt. Again, just go back another foot or two, just kind of going to get that feel. So you're really just ingraining what the speed is like, but every time you're just making slight adjustments. And I think the more variety you can have in practice, the better. If you just sat there with 30 balls from the same spot, you just wouldn't get the same benefit. So you're always working on that. And obviously, speed control is hugely important because you're going to have 30, 40 footers all the time. And if you keep leaving yourself 5 to 6 footers, you're going to miss those.
Stressful day.
But if you can get it inside 3 feet, 3 feet seems to be the magic number on tour. If you get it inside 3 feet consistently, you're going to minimize those 3 putts. And that's a big, big difference in your score.
Talk me through this then, because you showed me this. Because one thing that strikes me there is, again, the acceleration that you have there is lovely through those putts. Just talk me through this little drill that you do.
I think amateurs get a little bit of misconception about what acceleration is. They think acceleration is kind of a short backstroke and a big follow through, but that's not really the case. And I think this is a good drill because if you want to control your speed very well, you need solid contact. And solid contact is actually almost a longer backstroke and a shorter follow through. You want almost a little bit of pop. And this is a good drill for that, just to create that feel, obviously where the club face can't go anywhere. As you can see,
that's pretty cool.
It's not a very long follow through, but and sometimes the analogy I use is like if you were putting a nail with a hammer, you wouldn't go like this. To hammer it in, you would give it a good smack like that with a short follow through.
So the pop makes it's got a bit more authority to it.
A bit more authority, and it creates a better strike. And the better strike you have, the better speed control you're going to have.
Go on, let's have one more. See if you can slot it in that little gap there. It's a little channel for you, Luke.
First putt in about 5 weeks. A little bit right again, but good speed.
Not bad though. It's good speed though, isn't it? Good speed. Always good to get tips
easy
from...
putt.
It is an easy 2-putt. Always good to get putting tips from Luke Donald. You're going to talk to, actually, because we love all this sort of stuff, one of the little gadgets that you have to help you with your putting. Talk us through it. It looks, well, it looks expensive, to be honest.
It's not too expensive. It's really important for me because this shows me the actual true putt that I can practice on. So I'll put this down in practice days and I'll find the perfect putt for me that I can use, and then it's going to be guaranteed that I can start hitting it on my line and seeing my entry point, which is where the coin is down there.
So that gives you a true roll, and then that's the entry point that you're trying to go over. So you've battled with that in the past, have you? Seen
yes, so this point here, which is where the ball, after it comes off the ramp, will be go into the hole. My coin normally is high, so I have to train my eyes now lower, which as a pro you don't want to miss low or high, but especially low, you want to give it a chance. So I'm on a left to right putt. I know my bias is low, so I need to start aiming more low with my putts from left to right.
So, and what are we talking time-wise are you put into doing something like this? I mean, it looks like an exercise that would help put you to sleep.
Yes, but I'll do this until I find it being perfect. I need to keep doing it until I'm training myself that I can actually get it right. So I'll show you
give us
from
a
here.
roll. Go on.
This might go over the coin and kick it off, but
oh, there you go. The line's spot on.
So this is.
So that's confirmation of your line, right?
So then I'd put a mark down in the centre there.
Okay.
I'd keep that coin there sometimes, and I'd aim, and then I'm over the putt, and I know this is perfectly set up. I'd normally put a gate here, so I have to put it through my gate.
Yeah.
But then I'm training my eyes to this entry point, and for me it looks low, but I know it's correct. So then I'm moving into the putt, training my eyes down to that point, and miss it high.
That's all right. That's the wonder of television, though, because you get.
I think I hit it a bit too hard. Though.
You did it a tiny bit too hard. I'll let you line that up. How much time would you put in terms of percentage through your practice? Are you spending half the time on short game, half the time on long game, or I mean, because you put an awful lot of time into putting practice. I've seen you out there an awful lot.
I think my manager Chubby, he says the intensity I do on the putting green is he said he's the only person he's ever seen do it is myself.
Yeah.
So, and he's had some of the best players in the world ever, and I like that because that is what I need to do, I feel, to become a good putter. I like doing drills like this because it's factual.
Yeah.
It's based on true facts that actually if I get this point down here, train my eyes over this point, and then I know my bias is high, so I need to go a little bit lower, and that'll help me on the course.
Go on then, we'll give you one last
Come
go.
on.
This is it, to win the PGA.
All right.
Oh,
I'll take it.
firm and low.
I'll
That's
take
the way
it.
to do it. Drive for show, putt for dough.
One of the things you work on is practicing under pressure. We talked about that with your long game. How do you practice under pressure with the putter? What sort of things do you do?
Yeah, just drills basically where I have to achieve a certain target, otherwise I start over again. So like, especially on short putting, so we kind of split inside of 10 feet. Obviously we're trying to make as much as possible. Outside of 10 feet, the expectation is quite different, and I think that's helped me a lot as well. Out on the course, I used to get very frustrated, and I think now my expectations are better, closer to where they need to be.
Can you just demonstrate for me the sort of things that you've done with Phil Kenyon on your technique? Because when you went to him, you told me that your putting stroke was really quite poor.
Yeah.
Now it's clearly brilliant. Just briefly, just tell us one or two things that you've worked on that you feel he's helped you with.
Yeah, well, we started with posture because we saw that my path used to be quite a lot in to out, and I was standing up quite straight. So I'm much more bent over now, trying to keep the club face more on a neutral path. So the first step was changing the posture at address. And then the second thing I would say that we worked on was probably the tempo of the strike. I used to be quite fast off of the ball and then decelerating at the ball, which doesn't give you great consistency. So we did a lot of drills to improve the relationship between the backstroke and the through stroke, so that it's more timed and easier to control the pace.
You're going to have to hold one before you leave. I'm sorry, you're going to have to. You're the Open champion. Come on.
But it's breaking right to
I know
left.
it's
You
breaking
told me
right
it was
to left.
straight.
I'm going to sack the man who's put the mat in and told me it's flat. But...
you go.
Oh, now it doesn't break right to left. I'll tell you what's happening. They're just being saved up for the golf course. We're going to leave one more go, and then I'm going to let you go.
Right.
Because we do need a massive roar from our gallery to celebrate Francesco defending the Open Championship.